Sure. Well, the meaning of the word is actually in the word. So homeo is such as similar, homonym, similar. So similar. And then pathy means illness or sickness. So similar sickness. So I'll try to make this as simple as possible, but let's say we get an onion and we chop it all up. And by doing so, it makes our eyes run, our nose run, our upper lip might excoriate a little bit. And that is caused by the exposure to a gross element of an onion. Now, what we're looking for, let's say somebody has a problem such as allergies, in which their eyes run, their nose runs, and their upper lip excoriates. Well, that's the same cluster of symptoms as what an onion causes. So in a homeopathic pharmacy, manufacturing pharmacy, which, by the way, is regulated by the FDA, et cetera, International Homeopathic Pharmacopoeia and American Pharmacopoeia as well. Not that we love the FDA, but let's just say that at least this is not underground. Let's put it that way. Those three-letter organizations are very suspect these days, aren't they?
They are.
But at any rate, the point is that it is in a manufacturing homeopathic pharmacy. They actually get a drop of onion, which is found in, they don't get the drop itself. It's in a mixture made into a mother tincture with alcohol. And that is now the mother tincture of onion. They dilute it many times. They dilute it. Let's say we're going to 6x. A lot of times you'll see a Latin word with a number and a letter after it. That's how we know it's homeopathic. And then they use always the Latin word for the medicine. We don't come up with commercial names like Lunesta. Now, it is Allium cepa because that is the Latin word, the scientific biological name for onion. So they call it Allium cepa 6x, which means they get that vial and they drop it 6 separate times into 1 in 10 doses. And 1 in 10 drops of each. There's a little bit more to it than that, but there's also some succussion that's done in between to make sure that it is diluted to a very specific mathematical pharmacological method, so that in the end, once it's diluted 6 times to the 10th power, that's what 6x means. It's highly diluted. And in diluting a substance, we are minimizing the toxicity, because to a certain degree, onions have toxicity. Otherwise, we wouldn't get symptoms. And as we minimize that toxicity through the dilution process, it brings forth the curative action. Now, when somebody has that problem, eyes run, nose runs, upper lip excoriates, they can take Allium cepa 6x and it will address and correct the problem. Having nothing to do with an onion, the person doesn't have to have any exposure to an onion at all, because it's not exact pathology, it's similar pathology. So it is like cures like. It's a phenomenon in science and in our world that is often unexplored, but in homeopathy, it's fully explored and divulged.